guitar tariffs and the future of this channel. Hey everybody, Jace Allen here. Welcome back to the channel. So you basically can't swing a stick on YouTube without hitting a channel talking about tariffs lately. The Trump administration announced some sweeping tariffs earlier this week, I think it was, or last week. And they've created quite a bit of chaos in the financial markets. He just keeps announcing new tariffs and changes to tariffs, and it's all just kind of discombobulated. And so businesses and companies don't know how to act. They don't know how to react. They don't know exactly what to do. And so the topic of discussion with guitar YouTubers, of course, is how will these tariffs affect the prices of guitars, since most of the guitars that we enjoy, especially in the budget guitar community, come from China, who is now, up to 104% tariffs. And so the worry is that these budget guitars that we enjoy are going to cost quite a bit more to purchase. But I think we're all missing sort of a bigger picture here, and that is the effect that tariffs are going to have on the economy. So really, tariffs on products, any product, not just guitars, are kind of the least of our worries right now, because tariffs and all this economic uncertainty could have a very detrimental effect on the world economy, not just the U.S. economy. So not only will the prices of things go up, but obviously the stock market has dropped considerably over the past, I think it's only been what they were announced on the 2nd. So yeah, it's weak. It's been a week, and the devastation is pretty bad. It seems to get worse every day. There's always some new announcement that sends the market plunging. So if you have a 401k in the market, then that could affect your income if you're retired. Social Security, I mean, is that even going to be a thing in another 6 to 12 months? Who knows? So that could certainly affect your income if you're retired. And then the uncertainty around, tariffs and the economy, could affect businesses. There could be layoffs. Economists are now using the R word, talking about the possibility of a recession. So your job could be in jeopardy. If you're a federal worker, your job could already be gone. You could be unemployed at this point. So I think the impact of tariffs on the price of guitars is kind of the least of our worries right now, because in tough economic times, we tend to pull back on these luxury purchases, and that's exactly what guitars are for most of us. Most of us are hobbyists, bedroom players, collectors. I mean, guitar is as much about collecting guitars and gear as it is playing guitars. You don't even have to be, you don't even have to be somebody that gigs, that ever plays outside of their home or their studio or whatever. You might not even want to play in front of other people, and you could have, a fairly considerable collection of guitars and gear, and it could be something that you enjoy doing as a hobby, buying and selling gear, or just buying and collecting gear, not even necessarily selling it. So at this point, you could be thinking to yourself, well, that guitar I had my eye on for the past couple months, maybe I'll wait, maybe I'll hold back on that. If you're in a financial situation where all of a sudden you find yourself with less income, maybe those guitars are looking pretty good to sell, so maybe you'll be selling some of your gear. So unless you're a professional gigging musician, I think guitar purchases are going to be kind of the last thing on your mind. And if you're a gigging musician, guitar purchases will probably be the last thing on your mind too, unless your guitar gets stolen or broken or whatever. But most of us have several guitars, so I don't think that that would necessarily be an issue. So I think guitar sales will probably be lower, but then people's ability to buy things will also be decreased. Because if you have a good job and the economy is strong, then even if the price of a guitar were to go up, say 50%, you might not have, any qualms about paying a little extra for a guitar to sort of maintain your hobby. So I think all that is kind of up in the air right now. There's a lot of uncertainty. So what does that have to do with this channel? Well, about 90% of the guitars and the gear that I review on this channel, I pay for out of my own pocket. I don't have a lot of sponsors sending me gear to review. I appreciate those that do, but it's very minute, and it's only recently started to increase. So sponsorships could start to dry up. So that could limit me to only reviewing guitars, that I've purchased. And then I've literally just now paid off the bill from back in January when I bought those two or three expensive higher end guitars, because I wanted to be able to compare some higher end guitars to the budget guitars that we all enjoy. So I've just kind of paid for that. So I don't see myself, buying any more high-end gear. The guitar channel itself makes between $200 and $300 a month over the holidays, over December. When the ad revenue for YouTube channels had increased, I was making quite a bit more, but then it's going to drop off. It's kind of drops off in the summertime. And so that income is going to be reduced, and that was the income that I used to buy gear to review. And then I have another channel that if I really put in the effort on that channel, I could probably make upwards of $1,000 a month. But this channel is taking up a lot of my time, and then I'm also self-employed, and so we're going into spring. And so, that's our busy time of year, spring into summer, and then summer will taper off, and then fall will get busy again. And then winter, as long as it snows a lot, winter kind of slows down. So now my available time is getting less. So last year I purchased about $15,000 worth of guitars and gear to review on the channel, and I just broke even. I was able to pay for that, so it was a wash. So I didn't make anything, but I didn't lose anything. But that was between the income from the guitar channel, the other YouTube channel, which is all just shorts, and that channel doesn't cost anything to make. It's all just shorts that take a couple hours maybe to make one, and I'm not reviewing a product, so I don't have to purchase anything. And then also through selling gear back. So between those three sources of revenue, I was able to buy, I was able to pay for all the gear, that I reviewed. So, but like I said, I'm self-employed. I run a sign business with my wife. Luckily, we have a lot of municipal customers, so like ambulances, police cars, things like that. I'm not saying that those are recession-proof segments of business by any means, but generally, police departments have a budget to buy cars, and when their cars are worn out, then they get new ones, and so we put graphics on those. So I'm not anticipating my business. I mean, I'm sure it'll slow down a little bit if we do go into a recession, but we've pivoted, quite a few years ago, we pivoted away from doing, consumer stuff, people's personal vehicles and things like that, boats and RVs and things like that, to doing commercial and municipal stuff. So hopefully we won't experience too much pain there, but you never know. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, what the future of my business is. So if my business slows down, I may have more time to do the YouTube stuff, but then I will also be making less money. So that means that I will want to make more through YouTube, which means that buying gear to review will definitely have to take a back seat. I won't be able to buy as many guitars to review, so there won't be as many guitar reviews throughout the year. So I'm certainly not shutting the channel down. I'm not quitting. I'm not doing any of that stuff because I really enjoy doing this. I enjoy the community. It's taken a long time to build this up. I certainly don't want to see it, you know, disappear. Even if theoretically, even if I were to quit doing YouTube, I would leave the channel up, you know, for historical purposes. So it's not like it would just, I would just turn it off and walk away. But I guess the point being that, you know, you're probably going to see fewer videos from me. It certainly fewer guitar reviews, and there might be more time in between videos. I mean, you may have noticed that I'm not producing as many videos already because things have gotten busy at work. It wasn't due to economics or any of that stuff. It's just simply time. There's not enough time in the day to do all this stuff. I literally take a day off. Today's Wednesday, so I'm shooting this here on Wednesday. I take Wednesdays off from my job, so I'm not making any money at work. I mean, my wife's still there running the business, but I'm, you know, so I'm taking out time from my business to do this. So I don't know. So we'll see what happens. Things are really kind of screwy right now. So maybe what I'll do is I'll pivot more towards, you know, learning guitar. I mean, I definitely need to learn more. I think that maybe chronicling my journey to basically going from intermediate player, I can kind of consider myself a beginner intermediate maybe, I don't know, to more of advanced player. So I definitely like to do that, maybe review a couple online lessons, and maybe do a couple, maybe some more live streams where we just talk about guitars and gear and share information or whatever. And then I'd really like to do more, you know, DIY builds, some more guitar builds, because, you know, I don't know when it was, probably close to 5 years ago now, I had, you know, I'd bought that CNC machine, I'd bought a bunch of lumber, I've got a bunch of materials out there to build guitars with, but of course, all the other components like pickups and things like that, prices of those are probably going to go sky high, so we'll see, you know, we'll see what happens, but it, you know, I could at least, you know, cut out bodies and do necks and maybe learn how to do finishes and things like that. I don't know if people would find that interesting. The problem with all that stuff is it doesn't seem to attract as many viewers as the pure guitar reviews. You know, it's, if when I look back on the history of my channel, like this video will just, it'll flop. But I'm doing it just to let my, you know, my dedicated subscribers know what's going on, just in case you notice that there's not as much activity on the channel. And I may, this summer, as we get busy, I may take a couple months off where there is no content at all, because I'm trying to form a couple bands. I had that one gig Saturday with the one band, and then the other band that I'm putting together, I'm in. We have a gig in September, but I don't know how all that stuff's going to play out, because that's a lot of work too, and time is short. So all that said, I do appreciate everybody that tunes in and watches. It's been great. I don't have any complaints. You get a few trolls here and there that kind of, you know, rub you the wrong way, and you think, yeah, why am I doing this? But then you get good comments from people that are encouraging, and that's what makes it all worthwhile, is the people that get something out of it, even if it's just a little bit of distraction from all the crap that's going on. So yeah, I don't know. I'm open to suggestions. You know, I had started the Patreon page to try to get people to sort of be more involved in, you know, making suggestions and helping create content for the channel. But that whole thing is kind of, I don't know, it's it's just another thing that I have to focus on, and I almost have to create separate content for that channel to make it worthwhile. I did do a giveaway to the paid members of the Patreon. I'll probably do one more giveaway here, but I don't know what the future holds for that either. Especially as, you know, it's another thing. If the economy tightens up and people start to feel a little less confident about their finances, then they're not going to pay for things like Patreon memberships or even YouTube memberships and things like that. And I've kind of prided myself in doing this channel without asking for that kind of stuff, because it, I don't do this for a living. This isn't my, I don't make an income from this. I mean, I want the channel to pay for itself, and it'd be nice if my other channel, if that money didn't have to go towards this channel to supplement, it'd be nice if this channel kind of paid for itself, but I'm not in this to make, a living. It'd be cool if I could do it, for a living, but I'm not sure I would necessarily do the guitar channel for a living. I would diversify and do multiple channels and be a YouTuber, not strictly a guitar YouTuber, but that's either here nor there. But anyway, that's kind of where I stand right now. I do have quite a bit of stuff to review yet. I've got the PRS. As soon as I'm done with this video, I'm going to do the video on the PRS. I've got the Area Pro 2 Stratocaster style guitar to review. And then I'm going to do maybe some comparison videos between that and the Donner. And then let's see what else. Oh, and I've got a couple amps. Amp videos don't usually do all that great, but I've got a couple amps that I want to kind of compare. One's a really big, heavy solid state amp, and then one's a smaller amp, and the smaller amp is just as loud as the big one. So I kind of want to do a comparison video between those two things. And then that's kind of it. And then I've got the Enya Stratocaster style guitar, the all-in-one with the speaker and everything, like I did the video on the Les Paul style. That one they sent me, but that won't be released until towards the end of April. So I'm doing the video for that, I think, next week, and then that'll drop. And then I think that's it. I don't have any other guitars. I don't have anything in the works. I guess we'll just talk about how high prices of guitars are going. The Squier Debut went from $119.99 to $139.99 on Amazon. So already prices are going up. And you know that prices are going to go up whether the tariffs are impacting prices or not, because companies can do it. They could just do it and say, oh, well, it's because of tariffs. So the price of everything is going to go up whether it actually needs to go up or not. So that's just how things go. So anyway, again, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thanks for all your support. We're going to keep going. We'll definitely, if I take a little bit of time off this summer, once fall and winter start, I'll come back to doing more regular stuff. But again, like I said, I don't know how many guitar reviews I'll be doing every year. If I make a couple $100 a month from YouTube, then that's like a couple $100 guitars or one $200 guitar. Or I save up for a few months and buy, $500 or $600 guitar. It all depends. Plus, I think that, say worst case scenario, the economy just totally takes a crap. I think YouTube is where people are going to go to entertain themselves. They might not be wanting to pay, $25 a month for Disney Plus or Hulu or whatever it is. So they might come to YouTube and they might want to watch content on the stuff that they enjoy watching, which is, if you're into guitars, maybe you'll come here to watch content on guitars. So I'm going to try to be creative and come up with some things and hopefully just kind of keep the ball rolling. So, but anyway, that's the update. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Jace Allen Guitar.